All right. So there are a few things I would like to talk about after that fairly long video. And that is make sure that for now we have that extra layer, layer 3. That is not a necessary layer now. I'll explain it in due time. Let's just go ahead and make sure that the background copy is selected. That means it's highlighted here in the turquoise color, right? That means that the layer with just your black ink is adjusted. So what you need to do is go up here to your menu tab, go down on adjustment to levels. Click that, and then you're going to see this graph here at the top with these little arrow pointers. Push this in and push this in just a little bit. Probably don't need to go past 230 here. I wouldn't go over 50 over here, okay? And then what that will do is that forces the contrast so that we have a nice, harsh, bold black against bold clear, in this case. Shapes, all right? That will make sure that an entire shape is fully outlined and not bleed out whenever we use the fill color. Now, there have been new software adjustments to this type of feature. I'll explain it a little bit with the fire from the gun here. But let's just focus first on the fish. So we have the color selected, the blue-green, dark blue-green color that I want to be the background color. I need to make sure I have the fill bucket over here selected and the background copy layer is still selected. So now you are ready to put your cursor over the form, click it, and then it will actually fill in that color. You can do this project without a drawing tablet, okay? Without one of the digital tablets. So I think for the most part, I think this is pretty good. I actually like this little white scale here. So I'm actually going to leave it for now. Now I want to adjust a different color. Let's go more blue. And let's go a little bit brighter. So here to the right of my cursor, you can see the previous color with the new color. I want something more like this higher contrast here. All right, I'm going to click OK. And then what I'm going to do is go into the white areas, select it, and I can actually fill in those shapes just by clicking. Okay. So you're still working with a drawing that you did on paper, but we're just digitally enhancing it. Sometimes it gets a little tight. If it ends up turning your black outline, like in this case, this blue color, you can always use the navigator, zoom in, and make sure your cursor is just right where those little white spots are. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that all the fins, I want them all this color. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill it in. I'm not going to do the entire process for the sake of these demo videos. I just want to show you how you can do this. Now, that other layer you can use at the very end. I would move it on top. You can actually push layers into different stacked hierarchies, right? So that layer could be used to color on top of when you don't want to mess up anything that you have here. All right. For the eye, let's do something more in the yellowish range. But I want to pale it out, so I'm going to tint it up into more of a yellow. Click OK. I think you kind of get the idea, correct? Now, let's do a fire color coming out of the gun. We'll just kind of sandwich it. It's bright and saturated between yellow and orange, yellow, orange. Now let's see if this does what I think it might do. There are not connected lines here, correct? So it might end up coloring the entire background. Yes, see, we don't want this. All right, don't panic. If something like this happens to you, go up to Edit. You can use Control+Z on your keyboard. Just click Undo, and it'll erase that issue, but not take away the color of the fish that we just did. So what you're going to have to do is grab the pen tool I want to go back to a bold black outline. I'm going to take my pen. Oop. For some reason it's not wanting to. Oh, oops. You got to make sure that it's on the top, right? Flip. This is just switch colors. Make sure that this turns black, because we want to connect. Does that make sense? So now it is now in an enclosed shape, right? Switch our colors again. Go back to paint fill. And then voila, it just colors this. So yes, you do want to make sure all of your lines are connected. Now, I would recommend using a pen, or better yet, a fine point marker, like a Sharpie fine point. You can use actually any dark color, purple, blue, black, it doesn't matter. Types of washable markers are fine. It really doesn't matter as long as it's a nice, bold outline. I would do pencil first and then do marker before you scan it, right? It's going to make this a lot easier for this part of the process. All right.